Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, Mugham Ross here giving you this week's SmackDown review, and we're going to just get very quick into it. This SmackDown felt very quick paced for what it was. So we opened with the Grayson Waller effect, which was very interesting. We didn't open with like a wrestler's music or anything. The Grayson Waller effect has had some upgrades. They've got some like new palm trees and some lights, and Austin Theory was on Instagram Live flexing his muscles throughout this whole interview. They keep having this whole back and forth of like, Grayson Waller's just still trying to use and snake Theory, where Kevin Owens, you know, you've gone against him. Are you sure Kevin Owens isn't going to backstab you now, leading up to Bash in Berlin? And they show a whole video package of this where it's like A to E of all like Kevin Owens' past people that he's betrayed. What I thought was really cool was Chris Jericho was shown in those, and I was like, but Chris Jericho's with AEW, they greenlit and allowed that footage. I thought that was super cool. Owens came out and tried to obviously like get the tension off him. Was like, look, Nick, come on out, book me and Cody versus 8 Down Under. And then was like, oh, do I have time to quickly slide in the ring and attack them? He kind of makes a joke as well, going about how everyone kind of deserved it except Kofi. Hey Kofi, I'm still sorry. Which was really funny for me. I love that. And yeah, they make the match happen. Nick Aldis says make it quick. They slide down, but Kevin Owens gets pushed into Rhodes as the brawl happened. But it all seemed all good. Like, pretty standard interview back and forth, jabs at each other, and then setting up for this Kevin Owens. I thought it was really cool that they also had footage of it streaming the segment on Instagram, because it adds to that extra bit of like people who can't always watch it live, or don't have like access to SmackDown could still see a live stream from like Grayson Waller or Austin Theory. I thought that was a unique way to sell the segment more. Like, Waller cut off Cody Rhodes as well with the whole what do you want to talk about. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, as I said, Chris Jericho being used, I think that's a very unique segment with that. Following on, we get LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. I was kind of underwhelmed by this. They've had back and forth LA Knight, Santos Escobar, but this was for the belt. And to be fair, they changed kind of the scenario, and it was pretty cool. They did a really outstanding match in my eyes. Angel and Berto attack LA Knight before LA Knight gets in, so he looks like he's on the back foot. But Knight carried on, deciding to continue. Really great back and forth match for me. Really had to dive deep, where he did this awesome bounce from the second rope to hit the top and then hit the elbow drop, hits the BFT. Escobar here had a really awesome spot as well, where Escobar did the double knee stroke onto the announce desk against LA Knight. So yeah, I think the match was really cool. LA Knight did a defense and then does a promo later on in the night doing an open challenge for Bash at Berlin. So I'm super excited to see who we can potentially get out of those guys. There is so many potential people that could rock up. It doesn't have to just be someone from SmackDown. Because of it being a pay-per-view scenario, it could be anyone. Part of me feels like some of this TNA stuff could play into that, or returning people could show up, and it'd be really cool. But we'll have to see who calls LA Knight out in this moment. But yeah, we then get the 6 women's tag match, which I thought was really cool. We got the Big Three versus Blair Davenport and Abfire and Isla Dawn. I loved Isla Dawn's new gear that she had with like the moon crest on the top. I thought that looked really cool and adds to this unholy union as they are a group. And Blair Davenport just felt like she fit in there. They really had this cool moment. Throughout the whole group, they had a nice little synergy, and what Wade really picked up on that on commentary was like, these girls are all from the UK, they've known each other for a long time. And yeah, it was really cool to see them all like tag up and fight against the Big Three. I will say, the match was very much on Unholy Union side. For the beginning half, Bianca was getting very much like manipulated in the ring and getting ragdolled around by all three of them, but they kind of underestimate Naomi, and Naomi being the clutch for this was super dope. All three of the gears for the big three was all based on the women's USA athlete. I'm not too sure what her name is, but it was all the different gears she's had in the Olympics, I'm pretty sure, throughout like the past few years. But it was super dope. I loved seeing this whole match. We had really great side from both of them. I think there was a really cool spot with Jade where she literally does the throw behind and it landed back into one of them others. Blair Davenport has like this literal untapped like momentum and potential going for her. She's already really good, so I hope they use her a lot more. I like how Naomi was the one to finish the match as well, putting an end to kind of this rivalry between Blair Davenport and Naomi, and making people realise Naomi is not someone to underestimate that is in this big three. So yeah, it was a great match. Arguably my favourite match of the night, and what I thought should have been the main event, was the Bloodline versus the Street Profits. Very awesome segment, and makes me a lot happier. As you guys have heard in my past couple of reviews, I wasn't very happy with Jacob Fatu being the tag champion. I like the fact they've now gave that to Tangaloa because of Jacob Fatu being injured, and Solo made it more of, you can't be a tag champ if you're going to be my personal enforcer, especially with someone like Roman around. So Gorillas of Destiny are now the tag champions. All feels right in the world, and I'm ready to see where it goes in this situation. And Tangaloa looked good in the ring. Like, everyone's been memeing that he was a botch guy and was botching a lot. He actually did pretty good in this ring, and it felt right again. It felt like the correct team has the belts, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I was a little sad, obviously, Street Profits didn't win this scenario. It would have been really cool to see Gorillas of Destiny fighting as them, as their true team, get back the belts again and have that rise from fall type of moment. And yeah, Street Profits deserved the belts, but I understood why they did what they did. It was a really close match between all of them, and I'm excited to see where it progresses going forward. We also get an awesome moment where DIY ran in and starts fighting off the Bloodline, but obviously the Bloodline came up on top and knocks them both down. I would say some of the cool moments throughout this whole match, we had Jacob Fatu super kicking with a boot on it, and I don't know if he meant to do that because that would hurt him more, or he did it because, you know, it's a reinforced like boot to hold, so it would have hurt the people he kicked. I liked that he straight away went for the Samoan spikes as well. B-Fab giving some mic time is always fun for me because I really like how she presents herself, especially with this team. I also liked that Dawkins, when it's demotion season, I loved the line he brought there, where he was like, it's demotion season and they're going to be saying former. I thought that was dope, and for me this should have been the main event, but obviously because the world champion was in a tag match and it leads up to Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, they decided this to be the main event. I will say the match was interesting. They started playing into the distractions of Cody and Kevin Owens. They constantly had this whole back and forth of, oh, I'm going to tag them now, but then they get distracted by the enemy team of either, you know, we had Theory running around to try and pull away, and then Kevin Owens is gone, or Waller did it with Cody, and vice versa. It was a very interesting scenario. It kind of felt like that's what their gameplay was. We had some really cool stuff throughout it. I think Kevin Owens doing the usual awesomeness of when he finally got the hot tag of just running, hitting huge clotheslines, then sentons, then cannonballs, especially the running off the top of the ring cannonball that he did. I thought looked awesome as always. Hits a pop-up powerbomb because his stunner got countered and still gets a free count. The interesting point of this, for me, was that they teased Owens potentially turning, but then didn't. Like, he had the belt in hand and throws it straight to Cody and then goes for 8-arm down under and be like, nah, get back in the ring, we ain't done. I'll fight you even more. Like, I'll still carry on fighting you, come back. And Cody had that doubt in his face, like, was he actually going to hit me? But yeah, interesting stuff as well, that Nia Jax had a segment backstage, still showing that she was very angry about the crown being broken, said that's the last thing you could do, and heard Chelsea Green and Piper Niven talking about how Tiffany Stratton is potentially going to turn on Nia, and Nia's saying, I am not in the mood, potentially leading to a couple of fights there, but we do have obviously Bash at Berlin where Nia is fighting Michin in a street fight, so anything can happen in those scenarios. I don't know if it's the time and place for Tiffy to potentially cash in, but it would be interesting to see the storyline teased there. But all in all, a decent SmackDown, very fast paced, very much a lot more wrestling than a lot more segments this week, and I'm very much was happy with it. I feel like it didn't really suffer that Roman wasn't on the show. I know a lot of people are always there for Roman, but it doesn't need Roman every single episode now that he's returned. I think you play him here and there and in the right moments. For me, all in all, a good SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. If you like these videos, don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss when we upload. Subscribe if you want to see more of us. Hit the like so that way it engages with everyone. And stay tuned for the next videos that we have. We have Monday Night Raw review uploaded on a Tuesday. Then we also get NXT's Tuesday uploaded on Wednesday. Then our podcast is on Thursday where we talk all things wrestling. It will either be a subject we've picked or we are reviewing or predicting the most recent pay-per-view. And then Saturday, as you all know from watching these, or if this is the first you've watched, it's either myself or G that will do a SmackDown review of Friday, getting uploaded early Saturday morning. So if you like all of these, you know what to do, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye for now.